afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear compatriots. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, actually, to share with you what I see the digital economy's opportunities are. They've asked me to focus on women, but actually this information is both for men and women.
Thank you.
So, my name is Francine Beleyi, as you say. I'm a digital strategist and multimedia journalist. My role is to help people to thrive in the digital era. Why do I want to talk to you about digital economy today? I think that it is a very important, and I've spent December and January back in Lome, and I was there to interview the tech community back in Lome, and I was very inspired by young people and what they are doing with very little and with all the challenges they have and how hungry they are to make it happen. So here in the diaspora, you've got some tools they don't access there easily, and I would like to share with you what have inspired me when I was there. And I believe that digital economy today is a lifeline to people who, especially in emerging economies, because we are all starting on this blank sheet of paper. This is an opportunity, and because we don't have much legacy system, we can build very quickly what actually much more developed economy are really taking some time to build, and you can see that with all the mobile economy today in Kenya, like M-Pesa, when it was possible to build that there and not in these countries. So I also think that digital removes barriers. So what was for rich people before and what rich people were able to access before now is very easy to access online like that. Whether you are in London, in Lome, in Laos, everybody else are on the same level. What's especially women, and as we are talking about women, there are a lot of things that I'm going to cover in a few moments that women are very specifically well placed to grab online. So, what you also know, obviously, is that digital economy has disrupted all the economies. Not a single economy is resisting digital today. So there is actually Airbnb, where you no longer need to stay in a hotel with Airbnb, and there are in Lome as well. With Uber, you no longer need a taxi to go to airports. You can just call an individual with your app to come and drive you there. And as I said earlier, with M-Pesa, you no longer need a bank account to do your daily transactions. You no longer need any expensive software or hardware to run a business. Everything has been moved online. When I mean everything, not quite everything, not what Mr. Mensah told you about. There are still economy that is not digital, but now I'm focusing on the digital opportunities, obviously. You pay only a fraction of the price to access all the software or hardware that are hosted online in the cloud. Internet has infiltrated all aspects of our lives. When you're looking for information, what do you do today? Where do you search? Online. Where you want to book a plane, where do you go? Online. When you're looking for a service provider, an insurance or something, where do you go? Good. So the net is part of all our lives, and if you are looking for something online and it's not there, it is waste opportunity. Not for you, but for the guy who could have been online and collect your money. So this is a huge opportunity, and you need to be part of this digital economy as well. So why does it matter? Let's give you a few statistics here. There are more than 3 billion billion people online today, and that's the figures on 2014, and is almost half the population. That's 42.3% of the population, and is growing exponentially at an average of 741%. But in certain regions, like Africa, guess how fast it's growing? Can anybody guess? Throw something? 2,000. 6,500% that is growing today in Africa. Is the fastest growing place where internet is coming. Middle East is only 3,300. Facebook today has got 1.23 billion people. Twitter has got 200 million active users. LinkedIn, 259 million users. YouTube attracts more than 1 billion unique users each month. And those people, what do? They are looking for opportunities online. And the range of interests and problems is huge, is vast. So they cover everything, all the aspects of life. They cover health, education, relationship, job, travel, anything. If you provide a solution or a related content to some of the problems that people online look and want, you will be the go-to person when they are looking for that problem to solve. So when they have a question for anything related to the problem, it's you that they're going to go to, and you become the expert. So who here has something that they know and can teach to someone? Anything. You all have some kind of expertise that you know. Regardless what it is, if it's a smaller or a bigger expertise. You can teach French, I don't know. You can teach, I don't know, what can you teach? Tell me.
IT.
IT, see? And Manson can teach, I don't know, what can you teach? So you can all teach something. But because you haven't thought about that yet, you can go, and I'm sure that in 5 minutes you can make a list of 10 things that you can teach to anybody. Because those people are not where you are at the moment. A lot of things that you know, nobody else knows about that. So, what actually we all have, we can teach that online. And women specifically, we face a lot of different challenges. And, in this opportunity, online is social. This is why women specifically can thrive online, because it's a social medium. What works online is not hard selling, as you all know. It's relationship. People want to see that you care about them, and before they buy from you. It's about collaboration, networking, and being of service to others. And it's a new way of doing business, and that's digital in general. It's a really new way of doing business. And women, as I was saying, are well placed to form relationships and care about others. Is it not true? So what does this mean for Togolese, specifically in the diaspora? We all know how women in our country have played a key role in the Togo economy, like Nana Banks, for example. So they have been pioneers, to establish thriving trade of cloth and have contributed to the Togo economy. And I think that as Togolese in women diaspora, we also have this DNA, and we can also choose to rise and do something that counts. Would you agree? Yeah, okay, hope so. I know the goal of, for example, every single person here is to do something back home, for helping your parents, helping your sibling to go to school, or getting any project off the ground. But the good news is that you don't need to be a tech guru to take advantage of the digital economy. The digital is just a place where anyone can participate, but you need to know a few fundamentals. Like in any society here in London, there are some do's and don'ts. What's one of the don'ts in England? Don't skip the queue, right? So online, there are the same kind of rules. So when we actually go online, obviously, there are 3 things that you need to know to thrive online, and those 3 things are very simple. First thing is to have a passion and pinpointing a problem, because as I told you, you know that there are 1,000 millions of different opportunities online. But you need first to have that passion and pinpointing a problem that you want to solve. The second is to find a community of people who have the same problem they want to solve. And the third thing is to reach that community who wants to solve that problem. So, but it's not something that, you know, we can cover in 15 or 20 minutes. Usually I hold like a whole day session to really go through all these aspects. But for the time that we've got, I'm going to give you some key opportunities that I see that you can take advantage of. One type of opportunity online is information products. What does that mean? Is to package your knowledge, any knowledge you have, teaching French, Spanish, anything really, and package that into a form we call digital product or e-product. The second type of opportunities is online services. If you are a teacher, you are a consultant, you are whatever, you can now join lots of community online out there that are there where people go to find experts. Those are like guru.com, I don't know if you know about that, freelancer.com, fiverr.com, you have freelancer.com. There are 10,000 of them out there. So that's the second opportunity, that online services. The third type of service is e-commerce. E-commerce doesn't mean that you have to sell something that you have produced yourself. We've mentioned, we know that in Togo there are a lot of different people who have different things they are selling. You can have a platform that you design here and feature those products that they're selling in Togo, for example, or in anywhere else. Togo is not an exclusive, but because we are in Togolese community today, I'm focusing on Togo. So e-commerce today is huge, and this is a woman I've seen recently. She's from Zimbabwe, and she has set up a website, an e-commerce website called Styled by Africa, and she's showing only the best fashion coming from Africa on her e-commerce site. And she's making huge impact, both for the people in Africa and from people here who are seeing actually what they were not able to see, because they only thought that in Africa there was perhaps Ebola and that was it. So those opportunities are also for you to showcase your country in a different light that many people don't know about. So the fourth opportunity is pure tech entrepreneurship, which is what I'm passionate about, which are also spreading in all economies. You've all heard about EdTech, education technology, which means that a new form of teaching people. Agrotech, which is agriculture. Mr. Mensah, has talked about agriculture, but also you can combine technology and make agrotech. You have fintech, which is financial technology. You have health tech, for madam, which is health with technology. Lot of initiatives around there. You have medtech. You have wearables, which is like clothes which transform into different light or in different type of heat or cold depending on the weather. You have drones, you have 3D printing, you have all kind of robot stuff, So from the very beginning to the very high end of technology. Everything is out there. And you know that there is a community back in Lomé, actually called Wela. Who has heard about Wela? Nah, how come? So Wela has designed the first Africa 3D printer. Do you know what is the impact of a 3D printer today? I'll tell you. I'm doing actually a film documentary on this community that I've interviewed that is going to be released sometime soon. The implication of 3D printing is huge if they are able to scale it. That means that instead of importing second-hand cars from Europe, in Africa we can print our own cars. If the car gets broke, what do you think? We can print the parts to replace them. We can print drugs. Have you been to Siashitokwen? Have you seen that they lack drugs? They lack all kind of health equipment. We can print those. We can print legs. We can print arms. We can print kidneys. We can print everything. And this is not a science fiction because today this is happening, and you can print an arm to replace for $50 on an amputee. Those are not science fiction whatsoever. Those are facts. So imagine where Africa can be if we can print our own thing. So because the problem in Africa is about distribution problem. It's not about results, it's about distribution. So the opportunities are really immense. And you can start also a small online business or an e-commerce for free or for very little cost. Even building a website today is free. And you don't need to be a tech guru to know that. If you know how to use Word, you can build your own beautiful website. So crowdfunding also is like some opportunities out there because we all know that sometimes when you start a business, you lack fund, etc. But today, there are very innovative ways of funding a project, which are crowdfunding sites like Indiegogo, Kickstarter. Those are places where you and me can go and put our project there and say, okay, we are looking for $5,000 or whatever, and you get the crowd to fund your project. Those are only possible with technology. It couldn't exist at this scale before. But also, you have Africa crowdfunding site like All Mobile Funding, created by who? A Togolese woman called Emefa Kweba that I've interviewed as well. And the reason that she started this crowdfunding website is crowdfunding and mobile combined is because when she wanted to fund her project, because she was based in Togo, nobody knew her in Europe. Obviously, I told you earlier that online is based on trust, on relationship. So obviously no one knew her, so she didn't have her project funded. So what did she do? Rather than going and say, well, no one is funding my project, she created African crowdfunding platform. And she solved her problem, and she solved many other people's problem at the same time in her region. So rather than, if you go back, as I was telling you with this, actually those three things that you need to know for online: one is passion, second, a community that wants that passion or that problem to be solved, and the third thing is how you reach them. Now, how can you showcase Togolese goods online? As I was telling earlier, Togo has got a lot to offer. There is culture, there are foods, there are a lot of recipes. Promoting healthy foods. I don't know if you know, but baobab powder here, do you know how much it costs? You won't believe it. So we have got all those things back home. So there are crafts, there are designers. So if we take tourism, for example, do you find it normal that if you are looking for the latest information on Togo, where you find that is on a foreign website? Why? Why can't we have the latest information on a Togolese website or on a site run by a Togolese. So actually, how many of you have a mobile phone? No? No one has a mobile phone? I'm not going to tell you to run Togolese website, don't worry. You all have a mobile phone. How many of you have got a Facebook account? Okay, so what do you do when you're on Facebook? Tell me.
Everything.
Like what? See? Okay, do you know that today on Facebook, people earn tons of money on Facebook, and, as I tell you earlier, we all have an expertise that we can turn, and we can turn our mobile phone on a money-making machine. Do you know that? Would you want your phone to make you money? Of course. Okay, let me give you the recipe to do that very quickly, in 1 minute. So the way you do that, the next time you are in Togo on holiday, you go out and take photos from a nice site. Let's say that you've seen, some nice sites from your region, your part of Togo where you are from. So you use your smartphone, right? You take beautiful picture. You take a lot of nice videos as well. And whilst you are there, when your mom or your granny and your aunt is doing some recipe and cooking some recipe, you film her as well. You tell her to tell you step by step what is she doing, and you record those things. And when you are back here, you package all those things into an information product that you sell to a hotel or a tourism agency, because those will be original content that we lack, that you can produce from your region. If you do that for another region and another region and another region, can you see how much money you can do with your mobile phone? And the beauty of that, once you transform that into an e-product, is done forever, and it makes you money whilst you sleep. Do you want to make money whilst you sleep? See, this is a very quick example of how you can do that. So, and you call a beautiful name like the best kept secret of my region, whatever that region is. So, yes, we all can create really useful content, actually. And young people back home, actually, are creating those inspiring things. But you here in London, you have cheap internet, high speed, and you have all the tools at your disposal. And the sky, only the sky is the limit. Even if you are not interested, let's say, to be an entrepreneur or start a business in Togo, you can still use online to raise your profile as well online. So you can, let's say, if you are looking for a job, you know that LinkedIn is out there. You can start learning who is in the industry that you want to get involved in, and start to follow those people, start to be of value to those people, and connect with them. Again, I told you, online is about relationship. If there is anything that you get out from today, that's what I want you to get out. Online is about relationship. That's the single currency. And as a woman, you do this naturally. Women do this naturally. Men can as well. So why don't you leverage the digital to make a difference in your own life, in your family's life, and in the life of your community? As I said earlier, the digital is here and is here to stay, and there is no going back. So, dear compatriots, sisters and brothers, I will encourage you to ask yourself this question today. How can I be more of value in this world using the digital? Thank you.